Guys, we're going to start off with Melbourne Collingwood, 8-9-57 to 15-13, 103. Collingwood get the chocolates. This was a game that was pretty much a dead rubber. The only way that Collingwood could have won and got through to the finals was if they beat them by 200 points, and then they had to make sure Carlton didn't win or something like that. So, yeah, it was interesting. Now, also, we're going to talk about the Petrarca thing because he's part of Melbourne too. So, I want to talk to you guys about that, but we'll go through the game. So, yeah, Collingwood just did what they had to do. Melbourne looked slow. They looked done. Melbourne looked done. Collingwood, you know, they were hitting form at the right time, and I thought they finished off really well. They could have a big season next year, you know, with the right pre-season. Start off a bit earlier. Like last year, I reckon they celebrated too long, maybe, and they started opening round. I don't think they were ready for opening round. And, I think next year they're going to be a lot better. So, did do the watch-along for this one. We were bombarded with like 10,000 chats that night, so it was even hard to watch it. But the game did get delayed. And, it was. I thought it was not going to continue, but the lightning did come. And, it is what it is. Collingwood got the win. King of the North, I'll start with you. What do you think of this one, man?
Oh, I thought it was Collingwood just doing their best again. Melbourne have been pretty average for a few weeks now, so for them to get the score that they did and to play like they did, the two Dacos brothers, 40 disposals each, just outstanding. So yeah, good on Collingwood the way you finished the year off, but bad luck, you didn't make it. So there we go.
And Jay Crom, we'll go with you next. Did you watch this one, and what's your thoughts on Collingwood for next year?
Yeah, I did watch this one, and yeah, like King of North said, it was the Dacos boys running amok in this one. There was like no one near Nick throughout the game, just showed his class. Definitely nailed on 3 votes, so that will help him in the Brownlow. But yeah, you know, disappointing from both of these teams. I think a lot of people would have had both of these teams playing finals this year, but they didn't make it at all. So, but look, Collingwood, obviously they'll be disappointed, reigning premiers. Not going to be playing finals this year, just not good enough. It was a tough year all around. But going on next year for Collingwood, I think they'll come back strong. They've got some good talent there, so I believe next year will be a better year for them.
Yeah, 100%. Johnny Carlton, I know you had the poem last week. I'm not sure if you got one this week. You haven't told us anything, but look, you got to be happy, man. I mean, you're in, they're out. You did say that was going to happen, and it did. What's your thoughts? And give us your thoughts on Melbourne as well.
Well, first of all, to the rest of Australia, you're welcome for keeping Collingwood out of the 8 because no one likes them in there. So you're welcome. Go the Baggers. And by the way, Cuddles, I'm going to Brisbane Vegas and we're coming back home with the finals win. So you can enjoy your one win. It's not going to happen. We're coming back home with a win and we're going to a freaking semi. Anyways, talking about the game. Yeah, look, watch the game. Obviously, Collingwood needed to win by 100 points and they needed Carlton to lose by 100 points to make finals. Some fans were believing that it could happen. But to be honest, it wasn't. As I said, I sent the poem last night and it happened. They're officially off to Bali, the Collingwood Army. And their players are joining them too. As I said, but before they did that, they played a masterclass on Friday night. It was just Collingwood from the start, to be honest. Melbourne just didn't have an answer for them. Tough year for the Demons. A lot of injuries. Obviously, the Petrarca injury, which was the big one. They'd gone out for a bit. They had Lever, May, Cozzy. They had a lot of players out, but they wanted their season to hurry up and finish. But lucky for Melbourne fans, they got delayed even more. And they're like, yeah, we're not ending your season just yet. But half the supporters already left, so they couldn't be bothered. So when the play came back, it was only the Melbourne cheer squad that was there, and then the rest were Collingwood supporters. It was just crazy. But look, Collingwood finished the season strong, and they're out. and they're not playing finals, which is happy. And yeah, Melbourne, as I said, tough year, and both teams are going to be looking forward to next year. And I personally think both teams are going to have a good off season. I think both teams will bounce back next year as well. So,
I don't know about Melbourne, man. You said both teams. Melbourne, if they lose Petrarca, what it's looking like, I don't know. I think they're going to go maybe in a more of a slump than we think. I'm not sure. They just look like they're not. I don't know. There's a lot of controversy. I don't know. They got some good players, yes, Gorn and that, but there's a few players leaving. Petrarca, is he going to Carlton? Johnny?
I don't think it's going to get done. I think Melbourne are offering Carlton a lot, and I just don't think Carlton have the salary for it, and I just don't think Carlton want to give away what Melbourne are offering. And obviously, Harry Mackay's manager came out today and said Harry's not going anywhere, and I know that was Melbourne's target if Petrarca was going to leave. I don't think Carlton's the one he's going to go to. He could go somewhere else if the deal's right, but I just don't. As much as I would love him in the navy blue, I just don't see Petrarca going to the Blues. So,
yeah, but what if Harry goes? Oh, I'm willing to go. Would you accept Petrarca for Harry? You have to.
If Harry wants out and it's his decision, then yes. I don't want the club forcing him to leave. If he's comes out and he wants his own decision and he wants to leave, then every right for him to leave. If he wants to leave and he's not happy at the Carlton Football Club, then that deal, you got to find somehow to make that deal happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not. So, as I said, it's gonna happen only if Harry wants out. So, and a quick shout out to one of my good mates, JD. He's a Brisbane supporter, so I wish you the best of luck for next week. But I'll see him tomorrow, so I'll have a chat with him there. But special shout out. So,
now, Johnny J. Crom, anything on Petrarca? Do you want to say anything about that, or?
Not too sure where he's going to end up. A lot of word coming out that the Blues are after him, but look, he's a top player, and Melbourne are going to want the world for him. And what is he, like 29, 30? So it's a tricky one, man. I mean, Melbourne would want heaps, but will they get heaps? So I'm not too sure. But as a Crows fan, I'd love to see Petrarca in our Guernsey, but I can't see it happening. But superstar of the comp, and if you get him, he'll improve anyone's team.
100%. King of the North, you want Petrarca at your club, or what?
Well, it was mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and Chris Coyne mentioned that the Pies were talking about offering him something as well to go there. So they could offer him to get over there. You never know, but no, he can stay. He can stay where he is with his cooking show.
I just love what they've said. They've said like because he wants to, grow his brand, and what else was it? He wants to play in front of bigger fans. Bloody Melbourne's.
The only thing is the way he said that. So the only teams that I could see him going is probably either Carlton, Essendon, Collingwood, or Richmond. Right? That's where you get the big crowds. Carlton, if they offer Harry, is more likely because Melbourne want a key forward for Petrarca. That's what they're dying for. Collingwood don't have a key forward. Essendon don't have a key forward unless you put Langford, but he's not a key forward. Richmond don't have a key forward as well. The only team out of those four teams is Carlton, which has a key forward in Harry. He's actually, I don't think Charlie Curnow is going to go to Melbourne. But if it was one of the two, it would be Harry. So out of those four teams, he wants to play in a bigger ground. I think Carlton could be the only one he gets it done because that's what Melbourne wants. Melbourne wants a tall key forward. But the other three teams that he wants, that what I just said, they don't have a tall key forward. So I don't know how that's going to get done.
Yeah.
And surely he doesn't want to go to Richmond to go to a rebuild team as well.
Exactly. So. He wants to play finals. He wants to be there. And he wants to stay in Victoria. Like, he could fit in so many non-Victorian teams. And as I said, he could fit in so many non-Victorian teams. But as I said, the only team that I could see him going to is maybe the Bulldogs for a swap with Jamara.
No, they won't get rid
Wow,
of
would you give
Jamara,
up
man.
Jamara for him?
Well, they have
Jeez.
Norton, they have Darcy.
Yeah, but
have
I'll
forward.
get rid of Norton. But he just signed a massive deal, didn't he?
Yeah, he signed a 9-year deal. He's not going to leave now. And I think Darcy's going to become one. I think Darcy's better than Jamara at this point. Darcy's playing his second season. He's already better than Jamara, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He is good.
it's interesting. It's very interesting, and it's gonna be the biggest headline going into trade season. I reckon this trade season is gonna be massive. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with Petrarca. Very interesting, but it's is it concerning about the culture at Melbourne? Like, if a massive player like this wants to leave, like, if people want to go to Melbourne, is that stopping players think twice about going there? Do you think?
Well, Melbourne didn't do any favours. Well, their fans didn't do the club any favours with the last few games, not rocking up. So
Exactly.
not a good look.
No, it's not. I mean, I offered them some tarps. We got heaps of tarps to give them if they want. So, we got them in the sheds. We'll give them to you. But another thing from this game, Cozzy Pickett did bump what's his name, the captain of Collingwood,
Darcy Moore.
He copped him high. He's in the tribunal now, apparently. I'll just say this, I know I don't want to talk about the Houston thing, but if this guy collects, right? He actually hit him in the head, right? Where I've seen the footage, and I don't care what anyone says, he hit him underneath the thing. Now he got concussed. Understand he gets fined, but this guy's been a sniper for how long, right? Pickett, and he's apparently I heard only 3 weeks, right? And
he's in tribunal right now.
Yeah, and Houston, all right, it was a hard hit, but he hit him underneath him, yes, concussed. And he's getting 5 weeks but he's never done anything wrong. He's you know what I mean? He's got a clean record. It's just, I don't know. Do you reckon if you're hitting the head, if it's 5 weeks for Houston, it should be 5 weeks for Cozzy Pickett? Do you think that?
We can talk about this for hours. I feel like it's two different occasions. I feel like it's, I don't know. We can talk about it for ages. We can agree and we can disagree, but I think it's two separate. I think it was. What are they calling it these days? Low grade.
But it was graded the same. Both of them are graded the same. That's what I don't get. If you're graded the same and you knock someone out,
he was just. Moore just came out of nowhere, didn't he?
The thing that I see, and it could be the difference, is that Rankin was stretched out. Darcy Moore walked off the ground. He walked to the bench. That's the only difference I could see. He could actually. I know he didn't play the rest of the game, but Darcy Moore got up. He kicked the ball, and then he played the last minutes of the first quarter or the second quarter, whatever it was, and then obviously got concussed. Rankin, he couldn't even get up on his feet.
Yeah, and he actually fell in. Darcy Moore fell into the tackle as well as another contributing factor.
Yeah, I know, but if you look at the actual the hit on Rankin, he actually gets him underneath the head. So it's a whiplash that actually knocks him out. Now I get it, but actually the other player actually hit his head. You know what I mean?
Houston lined Rankin up, Chris. That's the difference. He intentionally bumped him.
So you can say the same about
No, Pickett didn't really intentionally. He was running after the ball and Moore sort of dived towards the ball.
So
slid and fell into the tackle.
So why have they rated it the same? They've rated it the same.
Because it's contact with the head, I guess.
He actually hit the head. Anyway, we can talk about this all night. We'll move on. Anyway, before we go, guys, I'm going to go around and you give me, I'll say Melbourne first, A, B, C, D, or F. I'll go first. Melbourne, for me, I'm going to say an E. I think they could have been a lot better. They started off well, and they just capitulated, and there was a lot of problems going on in Melbourne. So, E for the season. King of the North.
E as well for Melbourne.
Cheers.
They should have done better. Yeah.
Johnny, J. Crum?
I'm going to give him a D just because, the Petrarca thing happened middle of the year and Oliver was off his game.
True.
So I think they got a little bit of an excuse. So I'll give him a D.
That's
All right.
and I agree as well. The D's the max. That the one of their stars was out nearly the whole season, and they've had a lot of injuries this year as well. So, I think D as well. E's way too far.
I'm giving them an E because of their fans as well not turning up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right, 2 E's. 2 E's, 2 D's. All right. Let's go next game. Hawks versus North
Collingwood.
Melbourne. Is it Collingwood?
Collingwood.
Collingwood.
Oh, shit. Lost plot.
Oh,
All
I
right.
don't know what to rate.
Collingwood, far out. This is a hard one because there was some good patches, some bad patches. I've got to give him a C minus. C minus, I think, after winning the premiership. A C. All right, a C. I just think because they should have, they won the premiership. They got to back it up, and they didn't. They probably didn't manage their players as well as they have, and I'm gonna give them a C. King of the North.
With the amount of injuries, I'm going to give them a B. So they had a lot of injuries during the season, which had them struggling. But yeah, they played quite well at the end of the season when they started to get people back.
Yeah, Jake Rom.
Johnny Carlton's is looking at me like I'm a crazy guy, but there you go.
Yeah, look, I'm edging closer to a D for me just because of the reigning premiers and they should have done better. They came out really slow. Yes, they had injuries, but so did most clubs. But yeah, I'm giving him a D, not for backing it up.
All right, and Johnny Carlton.
Well, the B is way too high for them. But to be honest, I think D's way too low for them. I'm going with Chris C. I think a C is perfect for them. I know they're the reigning premiers, but they, as I said, doesn't matter. As what J. Crom said, every team had injuries, but I personally give Collingwood a C. So,
I mean, I reckon if they had made the finals, they could have done some damage in there. That's what I think as well. So,
well, let's be real. They're only out of the 8 out of percentage.
correct. No, they could have been there if if they won that Sydney game, they might have been there. So,
even if they won that Freo game when they drew that.
That's right. Correct. So, anyway, it is what it is, guys. Everyone's going flag blues. Houston will be at Melbourne next year. I don't know about D's. I don't know if he'll be at the D's, but it might be in a Melbourne team. But what are you guys going to give us for Houston? Tell us in the chat.